Now that your overhead door framing has been installed, it's time to install your overhead door trim. The overhead door trim is designed to wrap around the door structural framing and trim out the wall panel on the exterior of your building. Since our building uses 3 5/8 inch deep girts, we will use the SP36 overhead door trim identified on your sheet metal trim packing list. There are a few different cuts required to prep the door jamb and header trim. Please reference the following diagram with each surface identified as shown. We will refer to these surfaces multiple times as we progress during our installation. Start by measuring from the bottom of your door jamb up to the bottom of your door header. In our example, this measurement is 84 inches. Our jambs will have a mitered corner at the top of the jamb trim. Since the face of the J-trim is 1 inch wide, we will add 1 inch to our 84-inch measurement to accommodate the miter. Therefore, our overall trim length will be 85 inches. Measure this distance on the trim and cut to length. Measure 1 inch from the top end and draw a line across the jamb face cover, exterior panel J-trim cover, and jamb back leg cover. You will also mark a line from the end of the trim down to this line across the jamb face cover, lined up with the jamb front leg cover. Cut along the mark on the jamb back leg cover to the corner as shown. Then, cut on the line at the jamb front leg cover from the top of the jamb face cover down to the 1 inch line. Then, on the panel J-trim cover, from the highest outer point, cut diagonally across the trim down to the mark. This creates the mitered corner on the trim when installed. The small tab created will need to be removed. You can bend it back and forth several times and it will snap off. You can now bend the jamb face cover outward at the 1 inch mark to create a 90-degree bend. Your jamb trim is now ready to install. Place the bottom of the trim around the overhead door framing and then push the top of the jamb trim into place. Secure using pancake head self-drilling screws at 1 foot on center on both the front and back side of the trim into the door jamb framing. Repeat this for the other jamb on your door. Once both jambs are installed, you may proceed with your door header trim installation. For your door header trim length, measure across your door header framing to the top outside edge of the exterior panel J-trim cover. This will be the overall length of your door header. In our example, this dimension is 61 inches. Measure and cut your door header trim to length. The dimension from the inside of the right door jamb to the inside of the left door jamb should measure 59 inches, which is 2 inches shorter than the door header trim length. Measure 1 inch from each end of the header trim down the jamb face cover and make a mark. Draw a line across the jamb face cover at this mark. Continue this line across the exterior panel J-trim cover and the jamb back leg cover. Then, at the jamb front leg cover, make a mark from the end of the piece down to the line you have drawn. Cut the jamb face cover from the end along the last mark you have drawn, down to the 1 inch line drawn across the jamb face cover. Then, at the outside corner of the exterior panel J-trim cover, cut from the end of the piece down to the 1 inch line drawn across the jamb face cover. Finally, along the 1 inch mark, cut the jamb back leg cover and the jamb face cover, stopping at the tab you just created. Do this at both ends and bend the tab you created up so that your door header trim looks like this. You are now ready to place your door header trim on the door framing. The tabs created should overlap the door jamb and will be bent downward over the door jamb trim as shown. This creates the appearance of a mitered corner. Secure your door header trim with pancake head screws at 1 foot on center along the front and back sides of the door header trim into the door header framing. Thanks for choosing Worldwide Steel Buildings. Got questions? Give us a call at 1-800-825-0316 or visit our website at worldwidesteelbuildings.com.